What's up, y'all? This your boy Eddie Jackson. Welcome back to the Drop That Podcast. Before we get into some fight talk, this episode is brought to you by Laidback TV, okay? #1 network app in the world. Not the States, in the world, okay? Over 10,000 channels, movies on demand, every sports channel, so you can check out Fight Week, okay? Arthur versus Bivol, Part 2. It's going down this Saturday, okay? Y'all can do it because it's got pay-per-views, got HBO's, got multiple languages if you don't speak English. Okay, check them out on laybacktv.com, okay? It's compatible on your iPhones, Androids, and your Fire Sticks, okay? Now, let's get into some fight talk. Whoa, shit! So, we got boxing this week. Arthur Bedobrov, I think I'm saying his name right, against Dmitry Bivol, Part 2, Undisputed Light Heavyweight Championship. And guess what? That's the main event. But guess what? This is a rematch. But I'm interested to see what the fuck is going to happen because His Excellency, Turki Al-Sheikh, sent an invitation to #1 light heavyweight in the world contender, David Benavidez, who just moved up from 168 to 175 to challenge the winner. He's mandatory to the winner of Arthur and Bivol. But His Excellency did state that if Bivol wins the rematch, which will make it 1-1, there will be a trilogy. I hope you don't hold this up. We shouldn't hold this up because we're finally getting a rematch with the undisputed title on the line. We didn't get that for Tyson Fury and Usyk. You know what I mean? Because time went out and one belt had to be taken away from Usyk. So David Benavidez don't need to be waiting in the wing anymore because he did that with Canelo. We're wasting time with this incredible talent of David Benavidez. David deserves a shot at the title. He deserved a shot against fucking Canelo, and Canelo's fucking pussy. We'll get to him. So now that you made him move up to take 2 fights at light heavyweight to prove he's mandatory #1 contender, he should get a shot. And let's say Dmitry Bivol wins the rematch, right? You make David Benavidez versus Bivol. Winner gets Arthur. You know what I'm saying? Just an example. David should be getting the fucking shot. Can't be holding up these fucking titles. Just saying, okay? And that's if Bivol could learn from his actual mistakes from the first fight. You know, a lot of mistakes he need to correct. This is, pretty, dated, but we'll touch bases on it. Canelo Alvarez, 168 undisputed world champion, was in talks with Jake Paul. Signed. Okay? There's receipts. To fight Jake Paul. Canelo versus Jake Paul. At 200-pound weight limit. Now, when I saw this, I said, this is bullshit. Not bullshit of the fight. This is bullshit of what they're asking for. 12 rounds? Like, I know Jake Paul wants to get a world title shot. Is he #1 contender to Canelo? Hell fucking no. You're not even in his division. You move up, you don't put the titles on the line. There ain't no fucking way. With Jake Paul walking around, cruiserweight, heavyweight, he fought Tyson at heavyweight. He was bulky. How the fuck you get down to 168 to fight Canelo? No fucking way. You'll be drained. Are you doing it for the cash or are you doing it for the win? You know? So Canelo sideswipes Jake Paul and cancels negotiations to sign a 4-fight fucking deal with Turki Al-Sheikh and Riyadh Season. Yo, from jumping from Golden Boy with Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy Promotions, then to Eddie Hearn and Matchroom Promotions, to Al Heyman at PBC, to Turki Al-Sheikh and Riyadh Season. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, Canelo looking like a hoe. He bouncing around for that check. I mean, granted, he earned his right to do it, but it's like, what are you fighting for? You fighting for the big checks or you fighting for the fights? We both know he ain't gonna. We all fucking know he ain't fighting David Benavidez. So let's stop talking about that shit from now on. But the fight they want is Terrence Crawford. The current, what is he? He's the current WBA 154-pound champion. And if all goes well, because Canelo allegedly is signed to fight William Skull, whoever the fuck that is, it might be a warm-up, then all will go well to September for Mexican Independence Day to fight Terrence Crawford. Personally, if I'm Terrence, somewhere in that summer or around the same time, same month, I'm gonna fight at that weight class. One fight. I'm gonna test my body the way it is. Most likely, Crawford won't do that shit. He hasn't fought since last August. And I wasn't impressed the way he fought at 154. He did not look like the Crawford that demolished Earl Spence at 147, undisputed, the year prior. So I would like to see him at 168. You know, he jumped on a scale and took a picture. He's at 182. Okay. Cool. You can weigh it. You can definitely make the weight. It's how you look. You know what I mean? How you look in the ring. How you feel. You know, your stamina, your strength, your speed, all of that. All that takes a toll. So, if Canelo accepts a fight with Terrence Crawford in September, that'd be interesting. I mean, that to me, that will be fight of the century. Another fight of the century. I mean, the last time we had a big-ass fight of the century, no, I won't count Spence versus Crawford. I think that was like maybe a year or two too late, you know, and it didn't seem like it was the same Spence, you know, too many injuries and all that. I think the biggest event since then was Mayweather-Pacquiao. That was huge. That was blockbuster. Super blockbuster. It was the fight we wanted. It was the way we all knew it was going to go. And there were excuses that we knew it was going to happen. You know, Canelo got the speed. The power, I don't know. It's a coin toss between him and Crawford. But Canelo's been fighting at this weight, you know, how many years now? He cleaned out the division. Crawford coming up, I mean, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see how this goes. But till then, we still got to fucking wait. Now, before we get out of here, the GFL, the Global Fight League, finally announced a few fights. 5, I believe. Right? You know, they got so many teams. And I got to see these teams. I got to see the drafts. You know what I'm saying? Some trades. Shit's looking like an actual sport. You know what I'm saying? Like how PFL got the jerseys. This is actually teams. You know what I mean? They're really treating it like it's a fucking, you know, teams. You know, I was a little skeptical. I'm still a little skeptical about the longevity of this. You know, if all these fighters are cashing out, you know, retire with, you know, insurance and money for their family, salute to them. Salute to them. It was well worth it. I don't see this lasting fucking years. You know what I mean? Like, fucking PFL's a cum dumpster right now. You know what I mean? No competition whatsoever. You know, they're demolishing Bellator. Everybody wants out of their Bellator contracts, like Bellator bantamweight champion Patchy Mix and Bellator featherweight champion Patricio Pitbull. You know what I'm saying? AJ McGee. Hopefully he smartens up and gets the fuck out of PFL. You know, and goes over to the UFC while his career is still fucking sharp and young. But I like this. You know, they got certain countries and states. They got Team New York, Team Miami, Team Los Angeles, Team Sao Paulo in Brazil, Team London, and Team Dubai. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. We're seeing names like Paige Van Zandt, Kat Zingano, former bantamweight champion Holly Holm, let me see, Kevin Lee, Lorenz Larkin, Derek Bronson, let me see who else, Thiago Santos. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's everybody. Big fucking names. And look at these fights right now, okay? Teams against each other, fights against each other, even rematches, okay? Let's get into the first fight. We got Team Miami. Team Miami's own multi-time Bellator and UFC title contender, Yoel Romero. Fucking specimen of a guy. Who gives a fuck how old he is? This guy's a fucking specimen. He don't age, okay? So it's Yoel Romero taking on former UFC light heavyweight champion Shogun Rua of Sao Paulo. Holy shit. Interesting. I really feel this is such a mismatch, but yeah, I think it'll be easy to say that Yoel Romero's coming there for blood. So sorry, Shogun. Gotta say it, man. You know what I mean? I haven't seen you, sharp since before you lost the UFC Light Heavyweight Championship to John Bones Jones, and that was like, 2011, March of 2011. Interesting. Moving on, we got a rematch. The rematch long fucking awaited. We got Team New York's Team New York's Chris Weidman, All-American, taking on Team LA's Luke Rockhold, Part 2. Both former UFC middleweight champions. You know what I'm saying? They first met. Rockhold defeated Weidman, claimed the middleweight title, and they were scheduled for a rematch until Chris Weidman hurt his neck. And who would have known that was a downfall for both of them, because Luke Rockhold took on Michael Bisping, short notice, lost the middleweight championship, never gained it back. Interesting. So that's interesting. I'm all for that rematch. I would like to see where we get the rematch we never got. Moving on. Team LA's Uriah Faber, the California kid, four-time former bantamweight? No. Former bantamweight title contender 4 times, taking on former bantamweight champion Renan Barão, Part 3. Yeah. Uriah Faber came real close to winning the bantamweight championship in the UFC. I feel bad because I think, even though it was great bantamweight champions over the years, him having the title would have put asses in the seats. Uriah Faber, he definitely, pretty boy from California, fucking coming to the cage, jamming California Love by Tupac. Yeah. I think Renan Barão put a monkey wrench in his whole system, but we finally get Part 3. You know what I'm saying? So, can't wait to see that. This what I'm really hyped about. We got Team LA's Uriah Hall taking on Team Sao Paulo's former 3-time Bellator welterweight champion Douglas Lima. Ooh, shit. Douglas Lima and Bellator fucking people up. You know what I mean? Knocked out, what's his face? Knocked out, Michael Venom Page. Whoo. Crazy. Let me see. He defeated Rory McDonald. Paul Daly. Yo, it's crazy. Douglas Lima versus Uriah Hall. Take my fucking money for that one. And this one, interesting. 2 heavyweights, 2 submission specialists, 2 former UFC heavyweight champions. I'm talking Team LA's Frank Mir taking on Team Sao Paulo's Fabricio Werdum. And just name 2 people who they submitted. Frank Mir submitted Brock Lesnar. Fabricio Werdum submitted Fedor Emelianenko. This is going to be good. If I had my two actual fights I'm more hyped about, Hall versus Lima, Mir versus Verdum. Yes. Faber versus Barao. I got Faber all day. Wyman versus Rockhold. They both been in a slump, so it's about who's gonna have a great day and who's gonna feel good, whose day is gonna be. So, coin toss. Romero Shogun. I got Romero all day. That's gonna be interesting. We those are just 5 fights so far. You know what I mean? Team London has no fights yet. Team London has no fights yet. Team Dubai has no fights yet. We still got to see what they're about. You know what I'm saying? You know, we got guys like Dylan Danis. You know what I'm saying? Like, who's going to get that? And Dylan Danis is like, not only he's on Team New York, but he's scheduled to fight KSI in a month. Woo! He gonna bank. If he wins all of this, he gonna bank. It's gonna be interesting. But that's all we got for Fight Talk. I'm your boy Eddie Jackson. So drop that podcast. Subscribe to the page. Like the page. Comment. Give me what you got. I guarantee you. Or I dare you. Alright? We're gonna be hitting some more soon, alright? Y'all be safe, alright? Woo! It's cold in Charlotte. Peace!